As we turn here, I think this road turns into Timberlane, which is a demoralizing road, and then a great road. So Timber has its challenges for sure, and this is the beginning of it. So so that guy is right about here. It's time to get momentum going, because this hill doesn't look like much up there, but there's a lot of people out here usually, and they're usually at the top, and they relish in the angst on your face. Because, I mean, looking at that, I mean, it looks like something you can just easily just roll right up, right? But by now, I'm in my little ring. And it's steep. It's pretty steep. There's my boy again.
You like the hills, huh?
See, yeah, it goes a little further than you think, too. I feel like this is the hill that my quads burn the most on. Man, I actually say it's not that long, but it kind of seems a little longer right now watching it. Feel the deep breath. Now you got some flat action, but let me tell you, aside from Mount Horeb, I'd say this is probably the worst road. And it's a good road, but start to, I don't know if you can hear them, but it's those bump, bumps. And actually, they probably start right here. They have all those like little cracks, and they go across the road. Those are the ones. Now, the course is wide open today, but during the race, I might recommend, if nobody's around you and it's not blocking, to ride in the middle of the road, because those things, they just keep coming. You can see them one after another. Bam, bam, bam. They kind of jar you. But obviously, I'm going fairly fast right here, it looks like. There's a little up and down. There's a couple little pinchers on this road, and then at the end of Timberlane, that's when that probably is the fastest downhill on the course. There he goes again. Hammer down. So I'm riding in my horns for your viewing pleasure, because if I was in Aero, it'd be like that. But on this road, there's two stop signs, and each of them you have kind of a rise up to it. But it's beautiful. A lot of nice neighborhoods around here. Like I said, the road is smooth. It's just those little bumps in the road, and they're still coming. It's hard to tell. This is a steady cam GoPro footage, but I would be bouncing. Timberlane, not much to say about it. Straight ahead. A lot of bumps. Couple little climbs at stop signs, and then once you get through the second one, that's when you got to get your shit organized for a very fast descent. So let me explain this again. You go up Old Sauk Pass. That's the first long climb, undeniable. You'll know it's the first of the three bitches. The second one is about a mile after you get to the top. It's that shorter, steeper one. Then you hit Timberlane, and you'll know it without a doubt because you'll be bouncing. You'll hit the bumps. This may have been a little bit of a climb here into the stop sign. Maybe there's only one stop sign. Can't really remember here. Had to wait a little bit. What am I waiting for here? I know I was waiting for a car. Where is it? All right. Back onto Timberlane. Oh, no. You can't tell, but these cars are going 100 miles an hour. So I was just playing it cautious. What's the old left, right, left? And here we go. Should be it. So actually, maybe there's only one stop sign. I don't know. It seems like there's another one. Let me tell you though, by the second loop, this road can kind of get into your head with those bumps. So just be mentally prepared for it and don't worry about it. Trying to think, Timberlane, I don't know, what do you think, 4 or 5 miles on Timberlane? Now here, yeah, I think this is another stop sign. Or it's certainly another hill that you want to be aware of. Nothing big. It just sort of comes and like hits you. Cruising along. I feel like a lot of people hang on at this hill too, for some reason. Could be wrong. Okay. Well, I guess it's not a stop sign, but it's definitely a road, right? And then maybe after you get up that hill, think, okay, here we go. So yeah, I'm kind of getting after it a little bit here because this is where the big downhill starts. Pretty sure I've hit close to 50 miles an hour on this downhill. And right now, you could be building speed for that momentum if you want. But if you're a little hesitant, just be aware that once you hit that like second road climb up on timber, you're going to start going fast. And they always have a sign here that they usually have a big sign to slow down. So you'll know when the speed, you're going pretty quick here actually, but then this thing dips down, and then at the bottom there's a pretty sharp left. So, you know, if you're not a great descender and a little hesitant here, just beware. But again, this is like a great section to get some good speed going, and you can always kind of hit the brakes a little bit once you get, I'm checking for traffic here because, so you'll see that sign, there's a road on your right, and that's right about when the fast downhill starts. It's not that long. Not that road. Right here on the right. So this is when your speed starts really going. It doesn't seem like much, but on this day, I think I was in the low 40s just right here. And it can be a little crosswindy here, so just be aware of that. And then there's this steep or a sharp left. A lot of times you'll have hay bales here, so there's gravel there, so just be aware of what's going on. You have hay bales right there. Then you can kind of keep cruising, pretty good speed here. There's another swing to the right. This is still Timberlane. It's nice, pretty nice road through here. And I'm slowing down here because there's cars coming, I believe. Yeah. And another one. Hopefully you don't have that on race day because there is some good momentum you can carry out of that hill. You can easily coast it all the way this far. So if you're looking for a little recovery because you're about ready to hit the third bitch, which is Midtown Road. Kind of weave through a little bit more down here. There's a couple little rollers in here before you get to Midtown. So your momentum has run out about here. Back to the grind a little bit. It swings left and then it kind of curls right again before you hit Midtown. Not too far away. So now you know when you hit that big downhill on Timberlane that you're getting real close to the third big climb. Actually, here's where you turn left and swing back around right. Little climb here, maybe. So just know, yeah, we're going to swing to the right. And all those trees over there on the left, that's Midtown. And this will be our left into the Midtown. And now after you come down Timber, you go through here, and then you make this final big climb on Midtown. It's the third bitch. All right, we just came down Timberlane, and we're turning into Midtown. This is the third bitch, third sister. I would compare that. I would say this is probably a mix of the first two. It's a little longer than Timberlane, the second one. Not as long as the first one, but I think it's a little steeper than the first one. Or at least maybe it just feels that way because it's afterwards. But so this one, this is where everybody hangs out. Most people of the three hills. There's usually some big parties going on here, and there's people all along both sides. In the past, hopefully it hasn't lost its luster. Well, I think maybe after last year and the rain and everything, we might get a good turnout if we have good weather, which we're going to have because I've been to every Ironman either racing or spectating since 2013, and like every day has been pretty close to perfect, 70s. Sometimes there's a little rain or whatever, but for the most part, last year was just absolutely by far the worst ever. And this right here is you can hear me breathing a little bit, and this is the toughest section. This is where all the parties are. They usually have a bunch of tents off to the right there. And then you get here, and it kind of flattens out a little bit for a second. I don't know about flatten out is the right word, but it's a little bit of a reprieve, and then there's this last section that you kind of have to keep going and digging in. So it's just like every other hill, just try and get to the easiest place you can go and not obsess about climbing too hard, because there's plenty of hills, there's plenty of downhills, and yeah, this hill, you think it's kind of over, but then it kind of keeps going. And then after this, yeah, it's still going. Still going, and I think we're about there now. So there is one little rise up here around the corner. But from here on in, back into Verona, just so you know, I'm just, after you climb that third one, Midtown Road, and you want to catch your breath here a little bit, I would say, yeah, just regroup right here, because you got a little climb around this corner, and then after that there's another really fast descent. That's really nice.